I'm not psycho. Wake up.
Hey, welcome to the Wake Up Late with Dougie show. I am your host, Dougie Almeida, coming to you today from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, from the Comedy Condo here at the Comedy Cabana, where I'll be I've been here since Tuesday, and I'll be all the way through Saturday this weekend. Show times at 8 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday, and Friday and Saturday, 7 and 9 p.m. And I'm opening for Jay Moore. Roland J. Moore. He's actually sleeping in the headliner's room. And that's my room. I think the doors are, yep, that's my room back there. You know, I made my bed and everything. It's a nice place. It has a washer and dryer. You know, when you go to a comedy condo, it's got a washer and dryer. It's got a nice balcony with a lake. You know, it's a real true comedy condo. And I'll be here all weekend. So come out if you're in the Myrtle Beach area. Hey, without further ado, we're doing these shows at random, much like at random, you'll find a normal person that doesn't have their head up their ass on the street. But we're going to do this show today and regular to bring back one of our regulars, one of my favorite of all time, Steve McGrew. What's up, buddy?
Howdy. How's it going?
Now, well, I'm in a comedy condo, so I don't know how well my audio is going to be in our connection. But God willing, my friend, we're going to do another show.
So it's a lot like having sex over 50.
Oh, boy. We're going to get into that, by the way.
It might work. It might not.
I can't give you any promises. You know, that's why as men of our age, you know, we have to have a lot more for us than just our penises. You know, we can't rely on being just cocksmen. Yeah, we have to have something to offer and something worth. Oh, I can't lose him. You know.
Yes.
I can't get caught banging the fireman that I always wanted to bang because he's flirting with me now. I'm going to be one of his manny bitches. But I'm going to, I don't want to lose Dougie because he's got 20,000 shares of Amazon. You know. he's got a few properties that I could probably inherit.
He can't make me come, but God, he's got good stocks.
He's got some scratch. he can't make me orgasm. That boy's got some scratch. Hey, we got to have something going for us. Anyway, welcome back to the show, dude.
Well, thanks for having me. I hear you're working with Jay Moore.
Roland J was walking by here. He was walking by. He wasn't rolling, but I guess you'd consider it rolling. But he's in his bed. You know, he's napped. I went to the gym. He took a walk. I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm sitting here like eating like crab dip, and you know, and doing my stock trading during the day. I feel bad.
Yeah, don't feel too bad. You're eating crab.
Yes, not catching
it's a rough
crabs.
Life. Yeah, for a change. It's crab on your tongue and not on your crotch.
Yeah, big difference. So anyway, dude. So obviously, a lot has happened since the last time you spoke. You know, 31 indictments on our boy Trump. You know, and you know, I think it's funny that. You know, I love when people are getting all gleeful about it, you know, and then even like now that Biden's, you know, Hunter's been convicted now on the gun charge, you know, they're like, oh, look at everybody getting so gleeful. I'm like, you people were just like, you know, Joey Behar wet herself, you know, when she heard you know, that's, you know, if Hunter Biden may see some jail time, can I just spank one off to that? Can I just go like, you know, maybe there is some like
I agree,
like who?
But they're like, how can you be so mean? This family is in turmoil. You know, I was watching reporters do that, talking about what a sad day this was for the family. You know.
Yeah. Forget about all the years.
What a sad day for the Trump family.
No, shit about that. And you know, as somebody who was involved in a family with a lot of narcotics abuse, you know, I had sibling brother, you know, that dealt with that, and there's always, you know, you always feel bad, like from the outside looking in. It's always a bit. Oh, I
Yeah,
feel so bad for the drug addict. I feel so bad that they went through this, but they don't realize the family. The family has to deal with it. As a young, I can remember times I had one of my brothers got into a fight with my father, and I ended up kicking him in the balls. My dad, because he was high and he didn't know what he was doing. And I remember
oh,
I jumped. I was only like 9, 10 years old. I jumped out of my couch and started beating the shit out of him, or trying. I was, you know, like, how dare you?
yeah,
Like, I remember, that stuck with me. Like, so, you witness this, and then, yeah, you feel bad for the person, but you also say that, you've seen them trip on that same crack in the sidewalk numerous times, and you're like,
yeah,
enough's already. Like, when do we stop feeling bad and enabling and go, hey, asswipe? You know what I mean?
yeah,
let's,
yeah.
let's,
Well, especially
but
those
can you,
two at high up, but his entire life has been enabled. I mean, like, he's the smartest man I know. Well, apparently he's not. And Jill Biden was like,
get out more
I
often?
know my son, and I know that he hasn't done any. Well, no, he did do this stuff. Are you
Yeah.
gonna, are we getting any type of apology? Like, well, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, yeah, and how much good parenting can you get from a man who's a career politician, the known plagiarist, liar, wannabe? Let's just call him a wannabe. Like, he was that
Yeah,
guy that makes up shit to be like who he wants to be and expect to be, right? And
yeah,
you're talking about a guy who, I love when they talk about. Here's a guy who now we all know that his daughter's diary is real. And in that diary, she said that up until she was a teenager, her dad, Joe Biden, would shower with her. Okay. Now, nobody, like, out of all, there's more pictures of Trump with Epstein now coming out again. I'm like, are we going to bring this shit up again? Like, we all know that Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago once the word got out about who he was and stuff. He
yeah,
disassociated himself with it. For
yeah.
some reason, the government let him off when he was earlyly investigated. Who knows? But you're talking about a man whose daughter wrote a diary about Joe Biden showering with his daughter when she was a teenager.
Right. But we're okay with that. We're okay. Trump's going to jail.
How else is the family going to deal with Hunter's misgivings? Of course, the dad's going to finger bang his daughter when she's 15. That's just the way the family copes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
So,
well.
any rate, so I love it. I got into one of these discussions with somebody because they were like, oh, convicted, and they keep bringing the convicted felon. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Convicted felon.
congratulations.
Convicted felon.
Yeah, how bad are you going to feel when that thing gets thrown out in the appellate court? And it's like and even Judge Mershon and the DA, Fat Bragg, is, I love it, like Fat Albert, Fat Bragg, Fat Al Bragg, is
Hey,
a great
hey,
name.
hey.
Trump gave him Fat Al Bragg. They may see legal a remedy, in a sense, like they may get in trouble.
Yeah.
The New York bar, and even
Yeah.
there may be an investigation into this going further.
Well,
That's how bad this is.
all they wanted to do, they know the case is fake. They knew it. Even Dershowitz has said, this is a made up charge. I don't know where this will be thrown out. So they know it's going to win on appeal. All they wanted was the visual, the optics of going convicted
Yeah.
felon, convicted felon.
Hmm.
They know it's not going to
Yeah.
stick, but before election, they can say those two words, convicted felon.
Yeah. Well, and that's my point. Yeah, whatever they're going to say in the government, I'm just thinking about those schleps and lemmings on social media that are gleefully just boasting about it, keep using it. Like, screenshot this and just remember when it gets thrown out. And this becomes, and we're all telling you it's a joke that, it's
Yeah,
almost it's like, it's like the person it's like the person who gets mad at somebody for cheating, but they dreamt about it, or God forbid, a medium or a psychic told somebody that something happened, and
yeah,
they're going to believe that over history. So yeah, you know what I mean. And here's the best part. And I had a conversation. Again, I don't want to give my things away, but I got friends that are attorneys and stuff, and some that actually are in West Palm, Mar-a-Lago area. They're,
uh huh.
but the best part about this whole thing is that as Hunter's laptop is now state's evidence. Like, everything on
It's
that is
real.
now can be explored. Not only that,
Yeah,
but now from that, the legality can take us into investigations and subpoena power from what's
Yeah.
in that fucking thing. So it's all
Yeah.
about to unravel, which brings me to my first question to you, and let me ask you, Mr. McGrew. You think Biden will be the Democratic nominee? Do you think he's actually going to be on the ticket this year?
I do not. I think that they're going to remove him, and it's not going to be dementia. It's not going to be some. He's going to have some health problem, like a
Yeah,
heart thing or something. But I think they're
yeah,
going to do it. I think that's why the debate. They're going to see how the debate goes, and then remove it. And the
yeah.
debate, we already know how it's going to go. Biden froze up listening to a funk band. I mean, a music that makes you go like this. I mean, you hear that, and he's like, so yeah, yeah. He's. There's no way.
He's got
He's
the
no
rhythm in
way.
him. He's got the rhythm in him,
Yeah,
dude.
there's no way
He,
he's going to do well in the debate, even if they, shoot him full of cocaine and whatever.
It's I didn't feel this strong about it. So I just recently watched that and Porter. How about you know how bad liberal news is when they're that who's that the actor, the singer, the guy who's very talented, Porter, the black guy who's a man, gay,
Yeah, he was in
whatever
the
he is.
video
Always,
with him in
yeah,
the gold dress doing all the.
yeah. I mean, did I mean I thought that guy had class. Like, I mean he whatever, God bless him. He looks sharp whenever he definitely goes to the tees when he dresses up. But what was he wearing that day? He looked like he just got out of bed.
I
I
know
mean, you know
it
what I
looked
mean?
like a
That
nightgown, like.
that looked that looked like quality in attire. Like that's what you walk around in a fucking La Quinta to get your morning breakfast. I just didn't get it. And but yeah, you're right. It was just, and here's the thing. It's going to fall apart, and everybody knows it, and everybody's like, you're right. It is the debate. They're going to see what happens, and I can it and the only thing I can hope Trump's going to do is really be like, it'll be so good if he's presidential and just keeps it, because he's got so much shit he can talk about. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh
and
yeah,
just say
yeah.
you know oh, so Joe, you say when you took office, inflation was at 9%. Are you sure about that, Joe? You know what I mean? Oh, you remember those
Yeah.
50 fucking CIA specialists that said your son's laptop was fake? Oh boy, it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
you know,
he could just stand there just constantly like that, like,
yeah.
hey, I hear that we're going to put all the gays on an island out in the Pacific. Did I do that when I
Yeah.
was president?
Yeah. Just Rachel Maddow. Just, and she'll love that. Come on. Rachel Maddow would love it if she went to a woman's prison and and let me borrow a liberal expression, that the BBBB body, the BBB women, the quadruple Bs,
What is
what is
is
the
that
thing?
one?
Remember the eyelash chick in MTG, the more Margaret Teller Green got into that thing in Congress that day.
Oh,
She said,
yeah,
"I think
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
eyelashes are getting in the way." And then
yeah.
of course everybody's giving that girl Crockett credit about how great her expression was, but like, hey, it took her like 8 minutes. There was a whole bunch of rigmarole going on, and she finally got back and go, "Can I just ask if somebody who's got a butch, bleach, blonde, whatever the fucking body." The Butch Bleach Bomb body, makes a comment, and then the other thing no one talks about, she mentioned racial epitones, and when she was saying, like, when you all fucking, and she dropped the F bomb, and they bleeped it. Nobody talked about
Yeah,
her vulgarity in
yeah.
Congress, like, her, and it was just amazing. So, any rate, so I don't think he's going to be. I think Biden, like, they're going to say he just couldn't take the anguish of his son, having to share a bunk with a guy named Bubba. You know what I mean?
I got
So we'll see,
share a
what's
cell with a guy
happening.
named Trump.
Yeah, could you imagine? That would be that would be the next great TV series. Trump and Hunter. In the bunker. Trump and Hunter in the bunker.
Orange is the new liberal.
Yeah, orange, orange man and snowflake.
This
Orange
morning
man
on
and Captain
ABC.
Privilege. Yeah, next week they fucking get ratings.
Well, you know what's so funny that you
Um,
said that about privilege. That's what I think is so weird, that the media, he is everything that everybody hates. Hunter is everything that everybody,
You
white
would think.
male, straight white privileged male, straight right, name one thing. He's every one of those that they're like,
Yeah.
we hate
Yeah.
straight white cis male privileged
Yeah.
rich colonizers.
Yeah. 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 But he's okay. We like Hunter. Hey, speaking of liking people, how's your single life going, Mr. McGrew?
Let me ask, how are you?
Hi, you guys want to go on a double date? You
Oh, that'd
guys,
be awesome.
hey, let's go have some dinner, guys.
All right, high five.
Let's go. Let's have a little. Let's have an orgy. Yay!
Oh, look at the
So,
boobs on this one.
and the worst part is I got like carpal tunnel in both my hands from a pinched nerve in my neck right now. So it's really horrible.
Well,
Oh,
you need to
yeah.
quit throwing your head back.
Oh, yeah. I can't help it. It's just so amazing. I'm so amazing with myself. Um,
It's so
you,
funny. I just posted a video just a few minutes ago to YouTube asking the question about uh, why can't you find love? Whose fault is it? I mean, I keep hearing people blaming, women. It's women. They want too much. Women think they're
right.
worth more than they're looking for. Or is it the guys? Or are guys the problem? And what is the problem? Because it seems like everybody in this day and age is unhappy in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Too much expectations usually, right? I think it's a combination of too much expectations and not being honest about your own inability, right? Like not really owning up to what it is you bring into the table in a sense. And then, maybe like I haven't, like, contrary again to what mystics and charlatans are saying, I have not been involved with anybody since the loss of my wife. I've not been able to emotionally give that up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
no,
just
I
like,
hear you.
and I like, but like if like I tell a joke now, it's like I haven't worn a condom in 30 years. This is going to be a chore right there. You know what I mean? Like my
Yeah,
penis is like, hey, buddy, this ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like you ain't
yeah.
putting that thing on. Like, you may just have to. You know what I mean? So, uh, uh, you know, but I don't know. Like I mean, I still see myself as a dashing young 20. The last time I was single was in my mid 20s, and
Right.
I
Same
was
thing.
hot.
I think the same thing.
you know, and you look at some women, you're like, I can't go out with that woman. And then somebody looks at you like, what? You can't go out with her? You'd be lucky. I'm like, what? Dude, fuck. It's
Yeah.
too much to think about.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it is this whole the self-worth you give yourself. Like I see some of these
Yeah.
videos with girls like he has to be 6'6" and have
Yeah.
a six-figure income and drive a Ferrari, and you're like, you're 5'2" and 285 pounds. What do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The scale that you're thinking is not
Yeah. The
like you
next
said. What
woman,
are you bringing to the table?
yeah. The next woman I'm going to be with sexually will have to have meat curtains. That's my deal. At any rate, so, all right. So, but I wanted to see how it's going. We're taking it still slow, right? We're still taking it slow.
Well,
Um,
talking about relationships, I want to bring this up real quick because you're probably feeling the same thing too. You look at people and judge them slightly from what you had. Like, okay, this
yeah.
is good or better. This is not as good.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
you see a red flag immediately. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
you're vegan.
Well,
This probably wouldn't work anyway.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's deal
you're
breakers.
not even really trying because you're
Like,
like, no,
could you go out with a woman who's liberal?
no.
Yeah, I
No,
can't. I
and
don't think
most
I
of
could.
them are, and most of them are or pretend to
Yeah.
be because of the
Yeah.
cool factor,
Yeah. Or too scared to, yeah. I mean, that's interesting. So that eliminates a lot right off the bat, and I asked you that already, but have you had to wear a condom recently? I guess no, because the hand doesn't need
No.
one. Yeah, because me either.
Though
And
I
I'm
do
like,
wear the same glove that I use to brush the hair on my cat with.
oh, really? It's kind of like related to pussy.
It's ribbed
Um,
for your pleasure.
Now that you don't share a home with anyone, what do you like to do best when you are home alone?
Oh, wow. I would probably say just this is the visual people don't need, but just being able to run around my own house naked. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
just I don't have to do anything. I get up in the morning, take a shower, come down, make coffee. You know, I probably could have done that anyway, but knowing that I'm alone is
Right.
just I'm free to do whatever I want to do. You know.
And I'm still getting to the point where I don't feel I still have this angst about me, but like I have to do so, but I don't. Like the best part for me is when I am home and I wake up and I go, I don't have to do a damn thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like if my wife was there, like, okay, I want to get up because I don't want her to think I'm a lazy ass. I mean, I got to be productive. I want to help, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't. I'll be, that's another thing. I'm up late. I'll be up till 3 in the morning. Like a kid who just went to college. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
staying up. Like
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things.
Well, how are you doing now that you're in your own home and you're alone? I was just doing this because I was cleaning the house yesterday. Uh, how are you taking care of the house on your own? Or do you look around and go, man, I probably should dust way up there? Or,
No, no. First
no.
of all, no, I'm as handy as a fish, number one. Okay.
Uh huh.
And number two, I do have some scratch, like I mentioned, and I'm not going to be fucking cleaning. Like I'll be honest with you, I have a nice wooden door in the front of in the front door, and we have
Yeah.
pollen and shit. So I was outside, I was coming back in, I saw the door was looking a little dry, and there was some on the top there. So I actually got some rags, and I got this wood cleaner, and basically treated the front of the door. So that I'll
Yeah.
do because it's of value to me. But I have a cleaning
Right.
woman. I got
Oh,
Terminex coming.
oh,
I got, I got lawn service. They come. They're going to be putting in some. Oh, dude, you know what I mean? Listen, you know how helpless you're going to love this, my friend. Everybody, again, to prove I'm as handy as a fish. Okay,
uh
I
huh.
had the shower, my master bedroom shower, my master bath. The caulking around the bottom edge of the floor was like up.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get water and shit. So my wife would do that. My wife would fix that shit. She would just
Yeah.
get the caulk gun and do it. I'm like, fucking amazing. She changed outlets. She did all that shit around the house. So here I am going, I'm not going to use a caulk gun. I'm not going to caulk. You know what I mean? I got to clean. Fuck it. So one of my neighbors, who's a handyman, did it, and I
Uh
love
huh.
you, Paul, but it was a horrible job. Okay, a week after the shower, it's all coming up. So then I contacted a general contractor, came to my house with a worker for $100 and
Yeah.
recaulked my shower. Recaulked my shower. I could have done it. I could have probably learned it, went on YouTube. I don't have time for that shit. You understand, Steve? I don't got
Yeah.
time to sit there on
You
my
lay a
fucking knees.
small bead like this, and then you take your finger and smooth it out.
It's too complicated. You understand? I'm going to get it on my finger, right? I'm going to hurt my knee when I'm trying to squat in that area that's shower.
Your neck from bending over.
It is so much easier for me to grab that $100 bill out of my wallet and give it to the guy. Thank you for your trouble. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I like.
Well, you're doing a good thing. You're actually adding to the economy.
That's right. I'm
Yeah.
not fooling anybody. Listen, and that's if my future, God only knows when this will be, but the next woman I'm with, know that about me, okay? I'm not a bullshitter. People say, "Oh, you're full of shit." I'm like, "No, I'm not full of shit." I'm too fucking honest. My wife I was getting to reminisce about my wife. She was very quiet. She was very stoic. She was, she wouldn't tell, even her best friends didn't know shit about her, right? And me, I'm the opposite. Oh, Mom, about my family, all this shit.
Yeah.
My wife
Yeah.
used to say, my wife would say to me, "You got to shut the fuck up. You don't tell everybody everything anymore. You shut up. You have to tell everybody everything, okay?" You know,
Yeah. But
so
but if I see it and can use it as a joke, I'm telling the world.
I'm going with that shit. So, yeah, you know what I mean? All right. So, hey, now you're on the cruise ships and stuff. I don't know, but Russia
Yeah.
is sending an aircraft carrier to Cuba and some warships to Cuba, which just show,
Yeah.
to put, to have Biden, you know,
Well, he's already got
um,
the look on his face. They did
he
what?
already looks, yeah. Um, Did you have out on the seas? Because there's people on cruise ships now just showing Russian warships as they're on a cruise ship. Can you imagine being in a cruise ship and seeing a Russian destroyer go,
Russian battleship come by here.
yeah, with
Yeah.
shit falling off it?
Well, that's what I posted the other day. Get ready to pull out the old duck and cover videos. Because we're going back. This is Bay of Pig shit. You know,
Yeah.
this is Cuba having the ability to.
Yeah. Right there, dude. And that's right. I never felt happier moving from Florida ever. I tell you. You know what I mean? I got at least
Yeah,
another 10 minutes or 20 minutes of fucking time to
yeah,
pray or jerk and
yeah.
spank one
You'll
off
hear that
before the thing
Florida
hits.
blew up, and you'll have time to go to another room, pop one off before the bomb goes off.
How many people have that
Maybe you'll
that if
time it
that
just right. You'll time it just.
Oh!
Pow!
Scene. Um Hey, speaking of the all right, big choice. Trump has to pick a VP. So
Yeah.
we're both in agreement that Biden will probably not be the person. We'll get to who you think will take his place, but who do you think will be Trump's VP choice?
Right now, I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to decide. I like J, Vance, JD Vance,
JD Vance, yeah.
and I think uh, oh, we just had it on my, the brains the doctor, the brain surgeon,
Yeah. His former housing
Carson,
secretary,
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, because I think he would be good because he's conservative, he's smart, he would bring in the you know the minority vote. Like, look, we're one of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, like I like Rick Scott. I mean, the congressman from South Carolina. I forgot his first name. Rick Scott's the looking white guy, isn't it? Guy who's senator
Rick
in
Scott,
Florida.
that's isn't he Florida?
He used to be a governor of Florida. He looks like an alien, that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
And he does. You know what I mean? Like I come in peace. Um, so no, the other guy, the really nice guy, whatever. I think his name is Scott. Anyway, I don't know if he's got. I don't know if he's got the presidential. He just seems a little, to me, a little. It doesn't have.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Burgum is smart guy. Doesn't have the international, a similar thinker to him when it comes to
Yeah,
problem
but he
solving. Being
doesn't
a
have any. He
progress.
doesn't have the charisma or the
Yeah. Oh,
Well, it'd be like a movie studio asking, well, "How many Twitter followers do you have? What are you bringing to the movie?" That guy has nobody. He's not bringing people to
yeah.
vote. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
He's not like one of us in a dating scene. He's not. But that's listen. That's what I. Who I love. I love this guy Byron Donaldson.
Uh huh.
I mean, that guy is sharp as hell. He's in Florida, so it'd be a problem for him being in Florida. But I love that guy, man. He's a super. He's going to be a future superstar. And he was just
I
on
think
Joey
so.
Reid, and he was with having a battle with Bobblehead. What's his name? Uh, the guy who lost all the
Bobbleheads.
weight, Reverend Sharpton.
Oh,
Because he
the
basically made the
California
point that
raisin.
during the J. Crow time that at that point black families were nuclear. They had a mother
Yeah.
and father, and so that aspect of it. But then, like you were saying, that was better. I'm like, no, I didn't say that.
He
Twisting
didn't
words
say it
and
was
shit.
better.
And
He said families were together.
yeah, they were. And what's interesting about that is, again, as a person who doesn't have his head up his ass, I look at that, I can decipher that and go, okay, things may not have been better, but the family may have been better equipped to deal with things as it was worse. In other words, you can point out the fact that the family unit was stronger than it didn't mean things were better. All it means that as bad as it was, had they not had that unity, that was a time of learning. Maybe that was when the community had the family together to deal with that horse shit better and
Yeah.
learn from it and adapt and become better from it, right? So who knows? But and if it isn't Biden, who do you think they're going to put in there? Gavin Newsom? I mean, that's their,
Gavin Newsom. I think it'd be Newsom because they're pushing him. You see him constantly on the news, and
yeah.
you know, look how good
But
he
how bad?
looks. Look at these.
How I know how bad is his track record though? Listen, I just got invited to the Burbank Comedy Festival, and I was supposed to go do some shows in California. I canceled the trip, and I didn't accept the thing because I got them to be in Florida that week with the Burbank Comedy Festival. But I don't want to go to California. I don't have any interest in being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really weird. You know?
Yeah. No, I know people have been after me to like come back to California because I haven't done it since before COVID. Like that was the last time I went and worked shows out there. And there's a new owner at the Ice House, in Pasadena, and I'm like, maybe that just is another life. Maybe that was,
Yeah.
because what am I going to go out there? I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be like, oh, we should put you in a show. You're conservative. We should. It's like, well, am I just going to come out here and waste my time? You know?
Yeah. Well, that's what I kind of felt too. It's like, am I going to have to adapt my act? When I'm in Burbank, you know what I mean? Not that, I mean, I've got other stuff now, especially now being single again and all this shit. But you know what I mean? Do I really want to adapt? Like, no, I want to go. If I'm going to go on stage somewhere, I want to go have fun. I want to go,
Yeah.
and
Want to do
enjoy
your
myself.
thing.
Yeah. Um, so we both think it's going to be the same person. And God Almighty, please stop pushing. Everybody on earth knows how bad Kamala Harris is. If you are a human being who's somehow inclined to want to talk her up, or any of these God forbidden liberal rags that want to talk about her opinion about anything, it's like these liberal news organizations that post Mark Cohen. I mean, stop it. What that the guy who was married to Trump's former campaign manager, whatever the
Oh yeah,
fucking
Conway. Yeah.
Conway. I mean, who gives a shit with that fucking fat ugly bastard? You know what I mean? Like no one gives a shit. And Trump's niece, Mary Trump. It's only Huffington Post that posts
Yeah.
and anything that scab queen has to say. Look, you're a jilted family member. You
Yeah.
you are you are the drummer of the Trump band. Okay, you're not even the
Yeah.
drummer. You're the fucking roadie.
Yeah.
You know.
It's the person that was fired from McDonald's saying that is a horrible place to work. That is
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I would not
It's
eat there.
it's the open mic telling you about touring advice. Okay, open mic comic giving you touring advice. Um, so all right. Now, real quick, the anti-Israel protests in the colleges, we exposing, and I think the colleges are going to suffer greatly in the next decade or
Oh,
so.
big time. Yeah.
Trade schools are ramping up. More and more people are learning. Thank God, we may see that change of people learning an honest, just learning an honest living. We have a society of know nothing, know it alls, and Google geniuses and hindsight Hindus right now. All these
Yeah.
people know fucking better. And it's
Yeah.
just disgusting. But
Well,
I
what I
think
think is crazy is how do these colleges didn't step up to save their own legacy? Because go, Columbia. I went to Columbia University. Oh, you mean the ones that wanted to kill all the Jews? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah,
what? Why wouldn't you shut that down so your reputation was
yeah.
not? Like we are a place of learning, not protesting.
It's the old. It's that old that old saying, those who can't do teach. It's like
Yeah.
the people in the professor levels of these high Ivy League schools. There's these people. As I was watching this it was an episode of that bar rescue, right? I love that
Uh huh.
show, watching it. And it was the cooking school that's in UNLV in Las Vegas, the University of Las Vegas. And you can tell, these people are, let's make these fancy drinks, these fancy foods. Meanwhile, the guy's going, it's going to take forever to make all them fucking drinks for 60 people. You got to, like there's no
Yeah.
practicality. There's no real
Right.
proficiency of the real art other than that one dimensional level, right? And that's what college
Yeah.
is. College is just giving you that textbook, that one dimensional level, maybe some case study, but you're in a fucking incubator
Yeah.
and somebody's telling you what to think, and it's
And you
really
can't
dangerous
talk
now.
back to the professor. You can't say that's bullshit. You know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I remember when I went to school, most of my college professors, especially in philosophy, were atheists. And I remember having a lot of my telling me how bad the America was and how we've puppeted every da 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 da. And I remember when I got out of
Yeah.
college, I pissed off my dad's friend. He's like, "You fucking commie." I remember he told me that when I was a college graduate myself. So, all right, I just think when you have these protests, we like some places in Europe, bring back the water cannons.
Oh,
Okay,
big time.
just fucking water cannons, just
Mow them
straight, like,
down. Just mow them.
that's it. That's it. Just enough of this horse shit. You know what I mean? And for anybody that's still thinking about blocking, if I'm telling you right now, man, if you block my way on the street and I'm going somewhere, I won't. I will just push the car forward. You'll either be under it or you'll be moving aside. I am not
Yeah,
going to be
because
stopped by
I
you.
am not stopping. Well, every time I think
All
about
right.
stopping, I remember Reginald Denny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what happens. That's what can happen if you
Mm.
stop.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens if you
So they
stop.
always say,
Great point.
you have to be in fear of your life to do something. I was in fear of my life, so I shot that guy. Oh, I understand. I was in fear of my life, so I did. But if somebody's blocking the street in a protest, I'm fear of my life.
All right. Well, just bring back the water cannons. I think because when Trump wins in November, they're going to be the
Uh,
pussy hats. There's going to be there. The Democrat mobs are going to get starting fires in the cities. Uh-oh, Larry C.
this just got delivered today. I ordered a new Larry hat. So
It looks great. You look like every third grade school teacher. Um, Hey, lastly here, and let me ask you. Recently, George Lopez walked off stage because he was being heckled, and he just couldn't take it. He walked off stage. Lopez's crew claims that the club was supposed to take care of it. The club said that no, he had security that was supposed to take care of it. Um, what's your worst or most memorable heckler encounter?
um, well, I've had a couple. I've never had a heckler make me leave stage. I've had a heckler that I dealt with and made her leave crying. She
Yeah,
got because you wanted my attention, you got my full attention, you know. And then I had another one doing a show, and it's typically the drunk women because they're the worst.
yeah,
And like, why do you say that? Because they are. Because no matter what you say, the audience doesn't think she deserves it. Oh, why were you that mean? You know. So
yeah,
yeah. So I did one. This girl was heckling me, and it wasn't really heckling. She was just talking. I don't really get heckled as much as they. Why do you say that? Why do you? Well, guys do it too. That kind of stuff. So
yeah.
it's not a heckle
Like
heckle,
the like
but
you're in their living room.
right. Yeah. But somebody in the back of the room shouted, "Lady, I would shut the fuck up if I was you. I've seen him before. He'll shoot you down like a goddamn duck." So it's good when the audience has to
Oh yeah,
takes over. Yeah.
I love that. I did my wet vac joke in this room. I can't remember where I was, and some woman says, "That's not right. That's not right. You should." And then some guy in the back of the room screams, "Shut the fuck up, lady! shut the fuck up, lady!" I'm like, "All right, calm down. Calm down." I'm like, "I think you should listen to that man." You know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Enough
Well,
of that shit.
I recently had a complaint. One. I had a full theater on the ship, full, 2,000 people. I got a standing ovation. I got a call the next day that they had a complaint, and it was misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic. Go down every word. I got every one of the words that was, misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic. Run it, and the person that was running the show in the showroom said, "You were none of those. I was there at the show. I saw it."
Yeah,
And I go, "It was somebody that just didn't like something I said and used every talking point." Like
yeah,
I got to send a complaint with every one of these.
yeah. The
He
Yelp
made fun of
reviewers.
women.
These are these.
He made fun of the nail girl. He made fun of the.
Yeah, these are the Yelp reviewers. That's why, again, dude. I love you guys who are on the cruise ships. I know it's great money and shit. Again, I don't need the money. I don't do this for the money. Yeah, I was talking to Greg Hahn. We're talking about shows in Florida coming up, and we were joking around. And I told him about the 20,000 shares of Amazon. It's a bit I'm writing, And he says, "Is it
Yeah.
true?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's true." He's like, "Well, what the fuck why aren't you just sitting home chilling? Why are you touring around the country like a fucking idiot?
I wondered that too.
Yeah. I go, but I love it. It's not, the laughter, the being in front of a few hundred people and making them fucking laugh their ass off is worth
Well,
more than
that's the
anything
good thing is
to me.
though you don't have to. You do it for the love of it. It's not like I got to book something or I can't pay my bill. If I don't book
Yeah.
another show, I'm not going to make my car payment. You're just like I'm out here just having fun.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, what else am I going to be doing? If I took the advice of a seance master or a medium, I'd probably be out banging every chick out there or getting, I'd
Well,
be in a relationship already. You know,
well,
I
let's.
spent 30 years with a woman. I did spend 30 years with a woman, and God, somebody would think that I would just go back and start being with somebody again. Holy shit. Like I've had people on Facebook have better characterizations of me that I've, on posts than
Yeah.
somebody who can talk to the dead. Um, yeah,
Well,
you know what I mean?
let me ask you a question about that. You brought up the medium thing or the what? Have you talked to somebody like that? Have you spoke to somebody?
I
Because
haven't. I haven't.
well, well, I had a friend send me a link to a tarot card reader on YouTube, and like, oh, this girl is amazing. You got to watch her stuff. That you got to it, and she'll nail it for you. And I started watching a few of these tarot readers on YouTube, and they're all like, this card means somebody from your past is thinking about you. Oh, this one
Oh,
means this, ooh, you know what I mean? And this one means there was money. You're either about to come into money or you're about to have a large bill come into your life.
it's amazing. That's amazing. I'm about to get my paycheck.
What-
Stupid.
But you
Fucking.
know what I mean? It's like it's but
Uh,
and I really want to believe some people might be good at that because I do believe in psychic mediums. I do believe there's people that are in tune. I believe because it's like a
yeah.
radio station. People, it's everything zeros and one or radio waves. Somebody's able to pick up on something. So, but I just don't believe so many people are like, let me.
here's my theory.
This
Here's
card
my
means your
theory.
dog is about.
No, no. Here's my theory, my friend. First of all, this is very similar to the people. This has the same ratio as people who claim to be in the mafia. I relate it to like who's in the mafia. Like, you ever get somebody like, oh my god, that guy's in the mafia. He says he's in the mafia. I'm like, if he told you he's in the fucking mafia, he's not in the mafia. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So if somebody
Yeah,
tells you they're a psychic or they tell you they're milking you for money, they're phonies.
yeah,
The ones
yeah.
who are the talented ones are the ones that just do it. They don't,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. And dude, listen, they all know what they're doing. The generalizations and this and that.
You
Now it's
know.
time for did you know or did you hear? And did you hear? This is great. I love when regular people get involved because they want that shining moment like I have on stage. They all want that moment and they don't have talent. So what they do is they run onto a baseball field, try some flip, and then get their ass tased. Run it. Yay, look at me. Look at me. Oof.
Oh,
Yeah, he still likes what he did.
hey, he's
Yeah,
getting views and shares.
yeah.
That's all he wanted anyway.
That's why I was watching this video of these teenagers taking over San Francisco where they're drifting and their car spinning and
Yeah,
they
doing
burned a car in the
running
middle of the
around
street.
burning cars and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, and then they're spinning, and then their cars hitting people. This is so funny when they show some kid sitting there with the phone, and then all of a sudden a car comes flying and smacks them into the next city. That's great shit. Um, this is God bless this woman. But a woman walks more than 2 hours to Iceland airport to avoid paying a $200 taxi charge. Really? I mean, she's got to be in shape. If you live in Iceland, you can't be a fat ass lazy. That just goes to say the fortitude of the Icelandic people. I mean, they're fucking
Yeah.
all Vikings, and there's a volcano. They're about to all go under. They're all about to be under lava. And this woman says, "I got to get to the airport. I don't want to pay $200, but I'll walk for 2.5 hours in the Icelandic fucking tundra."
Pulling luggage. Pulling.
Can you imagine how long is that wheel going to last?
Yeah. Like one wheel's like half where it's just ground down. And just,
You come back, half the luggage is scraping through the floor because it's eaten away from the black volcanic rock of the fucking ground of Iceland. I think, dude, listen, first of all, I don't know where she was going, where it's that important. Like, if I had to walk 2.5 hours with luggage in my hand,
yeah.
trip's over. Like, you know what I mean? New plans. It's, you know what I mean? There's just no way. Like, that is like, that's a lot further of a walking distance I'll agree to. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, walking
The only way
distance.
you would walk to that if there was a happy ending involved.
No, I wouldn't even do that. Like, there's no way I would walk 2.5 hours. Okay, not even not a fucking chance. Okay, not a chance. Not
You
a
think
chance.
luggage handlers are bad on luggage? Try volcanic ash.
Fucking- I mean, God bless her. You know what I mean? And I wonder if she's married. I mean, she's probably got a really bad husband. Like, I'm going to the airport and I'm leaving 5 hours early. What the fuck? No, like, I would just the planning of that, like trying to plan the timing on that is just too much for me.
Well, what about the guy that goes,
Oh,
I hope you don't mind. I can't drive you to the airport tomorrow. I have a meeting I have to get to. No problem. I'll walk. I don't mind walking 2.5 hours.
oh, it's okay. Just 2.5 hour walk, no big deal. Oh God. Our next story. I love this story. Late night with Seth Meyers cuts ties with the live band amid budget cuts. Well, I don't know. Why not just fire the host? He's fucking horrible.
Yeah, just cancel the show. Jeez. People are hearing this and actually going, I didn't know he was still on the air.
Yeah, he's got a show. Seth Meyers. I feel bad for the band members, especially with the guy who used to be on SNL as a good bass player for them. What the fuck is that guy's name? He's in Portlandia.
Oh, not Fred Armisen.
Yeah, Fred Armisen. Yeah,
Really? He
he's the
was in the
bass player
band?
in that band.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that. I didn't know he was
yeah.
still on the air.
He's funny. Talented, talented comedian. I don't listen. I don't watch any late night. Listen, I watch Gutfeld because my friends are on there. I got a few friends that are on that show, and it's interesting and fun, and it pokes fun of obviously what we should be laughing at. I don't know. I guess on Jimmy Kimmel, he had Kamala Harris on and
Yeah.
asked her some real important questions.
Real hard hitting
I don't.
questions.
Yeah. I don't watch. I don't watch late night TV. I just don't
I don't
watch
either.
any. I used to watch Johnny Carson. Used to stay up at night watching out with my mom and dad, late on the couch. Of course, fucking. Oh my God, David Letterman was my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never again. Those days are over.
Well, I don't.
Those days are over.
They're not funny anymore, and the guests aren't funny, and they're not. They don't tell amusing stories.
Yeah.
There's no entertainment value to me. It's like, well, let's make fun of Trump. Let's make fun of MAGA. And you have a new movie out, right? Yeah, and Hollywood is so. I played the lesbian in the new
Yeah.
Star Wars movie. There's nothing I
Yeah.
want to see. There's nothing I care about.
Yeah. We didn't get into it, but it's interesting about they basically secretly taped Alito and his wife and all that shit. They're trying to, Democrats are so desperate to go after, I'm just so amazed about how they keep talking about the destruction of the democracy, which is
Yeah.
really a republic, but they keep talking about it while they're doing it. Like,
Yeah.
so you're trying to put your political opponent in jail? That's not. That lawfare is not
That's third
weaponizing.
world country stuff.
Yeah, trying to keep somebody off the ballot. That didn't work. Oh,
Yeah.
how are we
Now
going
you
to
want
lose?
somebody
Oh,
off the Supreme
abortion.
Court?
Yeah. Oh, abortion's a problem, but it's okay if she gets carjacked, and you're going to feel bad for the guy
Yeah.
who carjacks her and kills her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She was good. She should have had an abortion anyway. So,
Well, you know what? I
our
was thinking
next,
about this because everything the left does is almost kind of like that they dehumanize stuff. So it's just a fetus. It's just a
yeah,
fetus. But it was like well they're just blacks. They're just black, or they try to dehumanize them so you can
yeah.
not victimize them, but you know what's the word I'm looking for? They try to just bring it down by saying, well, they're just communists, or they're just that, or they're.
The over general. Yeah, you're right, and they do that, and it just listen. Thank God. I just think the average person is going, "What the fuck is going on?" Like, yeah, we know that. Just know that. Our next story: John McEnroe faces backlash over comment about French Open winner Iga Swiatek throwing on a little makeup. Poor John McEnroe. I was reading something
Oh,
about
she
John
does need it. Look at
McEnroe.
that picture. She needs it.
Oh, she's harsh. Oh, that's John.
She looks like Michael Loftus.
First of all, John McEnroe is one of those people I've always loved. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A talented guy doing it the way he wanted to, not really giving a shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You got to love John McEnroe, and he's a great commentator. He knows the fucking game, and he's truthful. You know what I mean? He speaks up, and he even said something about Serena Williams, who's probably one of the greatest women tennis players that ever lived. And
yeah,
let's get. And somebody would say, "Why did you say she's one of the best tennis players?" Because basically, somebody asked him that, like, why
yeah,
would you say she's the greatest? Why you question? Why just gave her one of the greatest accolades? I wouldn't know many people on earth that wouldn't be happy to hear, you are the best female lawyer ever, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
yeah,
I don't think anybody would have a problem with being labeled one of the best of your gender category, right? If
yeah,
that mattered. And so he said, he goes, well, now that you're going to ask me in that, he basically said, well, if I was going to rank Serena Williams in a group of professional tennis players, she'd be ranked 700th, right? And then like it was a dissing, like, oh, because it turned it because she was black. And
yeah,
McEnroe is
yeah,
like the most black white man I know, besides Bill Clinton. And you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like he's just so I'm like, and it's like that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And he's like, well, then they pulled video of Serena Williams saying, oh, if I played Roger Federer or Yankovic, whatever the guy's name, I can't remember. If I played any of the top three male tennis players ranked now, I would lose 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, and the match wouldn't take more than 10 minutes.
she's
She's
saying that
being honest.
herself. Yeah,
She was on a TV show and she did it. She's like, if I had
yeah,
to play them, I would lose. It's a different
yeah.
because she's an athlete. She's been through all of it. She understands all of it. Not some
She's judging
some
as
newscaster
Yeah, she's judging it at a different level as a sport.
because she's fully aware of what she's capable of.
Yeah,
She's not a she's a real athlete. She does it
yeah,
because she loves what she fucking does. She's not worried about the accolades.
yeah.
Athletes don't worry about the accolades. I'm the GOAT. Only LeBron worries about being called the GOAT. Captain Cramps. Fucking
Captain
Captain
Cramps.
Cramps. Yeah, he got cramps in the playoffs one time. I lost money, that schmuck. So anyway, leave fucking in. And then with this woman, she has a makeup ad, this one woman, and like she even admits that she doesn't wear makeup, and she's but basically McEnroe was saying, well, if she's being sponsored by a makeup company, maybe she should put on a little makeup. Oh, because she's ugly. Oh, you fucking people.
Maybe because that's who's paying you. That's your sponsor. Help promote them.
Yeah, couldn't be another reason. Like I was into this discussion about some on TikTok. I was watching one of these live conversations, and these people were talking about the Muslim travel ban, right? And it was supposed,
Yeah,
and how Trump had the Muslim ban. I'm like, and I kept putting on there, hey, the fact that they're a Muslim was secondary. The
yeah,
primary reason these countries, 7 of them, were named, which happened to be the same 7 countries Obama named
yeah,
as terrorist organizations and
yeah,
rogue nations that need to be considered terrorist
Yeah.
the terrorist countries. He put it. Trump just used that same basic. Maybe he added one or two if he did,
Yeah.
and then made the travel ban. The fact that they were Muslim was secondary. The predicate is the fact of their actual terrorist connections and fucking
Yeah.
behavior. And the people will just take an aspect of it. And like you just said at your show, they didn't like something and they went down the fucking line and listed everything they possibly could so they could be right
Yeah.
and wield their power.
Yeah. But isn't it odd that out of those 7 countries, or all those countries, there was a tie of Muslim.
Yeah. It just happens. You know what I mean?
Just happened to be.
They just happen to be. Listen, not a lot of like I couldn't imagine like what else like who else would be in there like Sweden. Oh, Sweden's a big terrorist nation. You can't have anybody coming in here from Sweden.
Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden.
They'll bring that chocolate in here and.
This is funny. Speaking of assholes, video shows suspected arsonists experience instant karma while reportedly trying to torch ex-girlfriend's house. What a dick. Oops. Oh, this is a bad idea.
Ooh.
He's limping and he's on fire.
Run away! Run away!
Ben, run that shit again.
Oh, snap.
I think I used a little too much gas.
Hot, yeah!
Who do you think did this? I love you, Susan. I love you. Oops. Stop banging that guy. I'm best. What a fucking joke.
Well, so obviously somebody was filming it. You could it wasn't a steady cam like a Ring camera, so somebody was just watching.
I think that was that was Ben trying to get a little
okay.
close up on the schmuck. Dude, it's somebody's Ring camera. Dude, I mean, that is the best, right? When shit like, I got this great idea. My ex-girlfriend pissed me off. I'm gonna light her house on fire. I just need a few hundred gallons of gas. I don't have a motive. Why would?
And the police go over to question the ex-boyfriend, and he's got his penis wrapped up with lotion.
He's got smoke coming off him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just got back from Florida.
Boy, it was hot down there.
I just got back from Vegas. It was hot as balls. and then, why did you think it was me? Because it was my girlfriend. We had a bad breakup. I'm smoking like I've been no, sir. There's a fire leading from the fucking street. A trail of flames.
I was just lighting on my barbecue pit. How can I help you?
I was just working on my brisket. Oh God, what a fucking story that was. Definitely don't. We need more time. Edit out the stuff about my family. Now this.
Come on now. You can take out the family part, but we got to leave the tarot.
Yeah. All right. This is an interesting story. The slowly drifting away from Earth, and it's beginning to impact us. Well, definitely, if you're a werewolf, you're going to be stuck. Seems that it may take 1 billion or so years, much like global warming, but nevertheless, the moon is leaving us. It's much like both of our ex-wives. Your ex-wife.
I'm out of here.
She's nice to see. I'm leaving you now.
Later, Earth.
Yeah. It's time for me to see some other planet. The moon is leaving Earth. It's gonna find a new home around Uranus.
It's the worst breakup since Ben Affleck and J-Lo.
Oh God. Oh, that's so fucking yeah. They say it's happening. Turns out scientists have discovered the moon is drifting away from Earth, much like Steve's
Tokyo
ex-wife,
drift.
and it's changing everything we thought we knew about our planet's relationship with its natural satellite. No, I'm not a genius or a Mensa member, but I do believe hearing that the Earth and the moon is slowly moving away. I heard
Yeah.
this years ago, by the way,
Yeah.
and
You know, it
it may
sort of
affect
does
us.
that because it comes like this, and like an elliptical thing, and then it
Hmm.
goes out like this, and then it comes back around. And it does this.
Yeah, it's people on Earth are too fat. That's why there's too many fat people on Earth, and that's slowing the Earth down. We're just going too slow. They did say that actually the study says it would probably add more. They talk about 27 hour or 25 hours in a day. The days are longer because of it. So there you go.
Nap time.
Yeah. And our last story. This is a great story. You know, you never want to celebrate too early, right? Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. That's an old expression, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, well, extortion doesn't go well on the radio. Race walker Laura García-Caro loses out on medal after celebrating too early, much like I do every time I have sex. I thought I had it. This is that like speed walking, you know,
Uh-huh.
and the little run the tape. Don't celebrate too early. Just don't.
5 meters. She's convinced she's got the bronze medal locked up, but not, look at her there.
Ooh.
Not so fast. 2 meters from the finish line. That's just over 6 feet, in case you were wondering. Another racer, Ukraine's Lyudmila Olyanowska, comes from behind to beat her for that bronze medal. Ooh, the look on Garcia-Caro's face says it all. After the race, she told the press that she will learn from this unfortunate
look at me, I'm
turn of
gonna
events
win.
and come back stronger as a result. Don't celebrate too early. It ain't over till it's over.
Thank you. Every time I watch that sport, it just looks like a bunch of people trying to make it to the toilet.
Trying to hold it in.
Yeah. Come on, cheeks, stay together.
Come on. Yeah.
Ice cream.
It does
ice
have that
cream.
look to it.
Right? All right. Well, that's our.
Why would you
Did
slow
you hear?
down at the last minute, though? I don't understand why she would even like. Oh, I need to check my watch. Oh, what was that? A winner went by.
Yeah. Yeah. She's. You know what I mean? Just finish what you started. That's the saying.
That's the lesson
Speaking of
kids
finish,
need to take from this.
that's what they need to take from this.
Finish what you
Speaking of
start.
finish what you started, we're going to finish our show today with Let's Associate. Here's where I bring up a saying or ask you a question, and you just answer as simple as you want or as powerful as you want. Are you ready, Mr. McGrew?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi. All right. Shaved or unshaved?
Unshaved.
Hmm.
Are we talking about the same thing?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
I'm still gonna say unshaved.
Okay. If you had the choice, would you be with her sister or her best friend?
I would have to say best friend.
Yeah, that's a little more, you know.
Yeah, because that way you're not making fun of the family and you won't have to cut it out.
Yes. And you have more time on air. And my last question for Let's Associate is $50,000 or sex with your dream woman of your choice?
$50,000. Because then I could have
For
sex with
sex?
some other woman.
Any woman of your choice. And I'll add to the kitty, live or dead. Like you can bring somebody back in a time machine.
Oh, really? Then I'm going to have to say woman of my dreams then.
All right. Who's that?
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
I think
that
I would
be
want.
If you
It'd
said
be
you could
that
bring
or
them back, I mean, that wouldn't be the one
yeah,
living now, but if I could just bring somebody back, yeah, Marilyn Monroe, bam.
it would be. I think it'd be Marilyn Monroe or Sophia Loren.
Isn't she still alive?
Well, I'd want her back then. I don't want her now.
Oh, you want that one?
I want that one. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's all we have time for on the Wake Up Late with Dougie show. I want to thank Mr. Steve Mudflap McGrew for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, sir. And what's coming up for you? And I know you and I are going to be in the LA Comedy Club in the first week of December. Don't forget that.
Are we?
Yes.
I thought that got changed.
Oh no, dude. I hope it didn't.
I think it did.
I'm booked for it.
It did. Huh?
All right, we'll have to talk about it after.
We'll talk about it later. But I think that got changed.
Yeah, because I was like, I parked it out that far because that's when the first time you were able to book it. So I was like, shit.
I think so too. But yeah, we'll have to discuss that because I think that got changed.
Oh, I didn't hear it. I didn't get any word, but we'll see. All right. So what's coming up for you, Mr.
I'm
McGrew?
working ships. I'll be working cruise ships for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Unless you get any more complaints about being a misogynist, homophobic, xenophobic.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite, you. Why? But hey, so if you're going to be on a cruise ship, look for them Russian battle destroyers in the Caribbean.
Please do.
Give them the big finger.
Yes.
And say hi to Steve when you see him on the ship. And as for me, like I said, this week I am going to be here at the Comedy Cabana all through Saturday in Myrtle Beach. And next week I'm going to be at Gregory's Comedy Club in Cocoa Beach Thursday through Saturday. Get tickets at gregoryscomedyclub.com. And other than that, hey, we'll be back with another show. I got my buddy Vince Cecere, martial arts master expertise actor, bodyguard. This guy's a badass and a hometown buddy of mine. We'll be getting into all kinds of things next show coming up in a couple weeks. Follow us on our Instagram and social medias and all that stuff. God bless. And until next time, we'll see you at the same spot.
Wake up! I'm not psycho! Wake up. Wake up.